what we got here. New battery for an iPhone 8 Plus. Doesn't have a whole lot of battery storage capacity left. You know, battery's old, so need to get it replaced. To get started, you know, make sure your phone case is not on. You got to take some screws out of the bottom here. What we have here is maximum capacity of this battery is 86%. That means when you're on a call, especially a video call, this phone will last about 30 minutes before it dies. Not good enough. Always got to keep this thing charging. First thing to do, make sure you turn off the phone. You don't want any chance of shorting anything out that could possibly short out during the process. Once the phone is completely shut down, we'll start taking out 2 screws, one here, so that we can pull off the screen. These 2 little screws are specialty screws. Take a little specialty screwdriver, something like this, you know, it's got a star end on it. It's called pentalobe screwdriver. Down here at the bottom. Those 2 screws come out, keep them together. All these screws only fit in one hole. Put a suction cup on the screen close to the home button so you can use your finger and pull it up a little bit, enough that you can get a pry tool inside under the glass here. Then you're going to work your way all the way around, so that the screen will pop off of there. But when the screen's popped off all the way around, you'll open it up like a book this way, because the wires that hold the screen together to the circuit board, connect everything, are on this side. So we're going to have to open it up this way. So I'm going to get this screen popped off the rest of the way and show you the inside. I got the screen completely unfastened around the edge here. So now, pop it out. Here's one of the cables holding the screen to the body. Here's another cable holding the screen to the body. Here's the battery. This is the thing we are after. Nice little, very thin battery. Not very strong. Not a big storage capacity for energy. Anyway, what we're going to do next, this little bracket right here, got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws in it. I'm going to take a Phillips screwdriver, take these screws out, keep the screws in the right position, set them off to the side somewhere, all drawing this pattern because they only fit in the one hole that they're coming out of. Have all 4 screws removed out of this cover here. All 4 screws are sitting over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the pattern that they came off of here. Remove this cover here. Set it with the screws. Now you need to disconnect the battery. The battery disconnect is this second tab right here. Don't use a metal tool, anything under there that could cause a short will cause a short. This is a plastic pry bar here. Just stick it under there, prop it up like that, bend that out of the way. Battery is out of focus. It is disconnected now. You can remove this cover right here if you think it'll make it easier for you. It's a waste of time to me. But on this battery is, you can't see it, I know, little black thing. It's tape. One here, one here, one here, and one here. You can pry the, or not pry, but scrape these things up so you can get a hold of them here. But when you get them scraped up, you should be able to pull out the tape that's holding the battery in place. Most of the time it can't be pulled off, but when you're lucky it can. So I'm going to work on pulling these 4 strips of tape out of here, and then I'll get back with you. Now I'll try to show you the little pieces of tape pried off. You know, one here, one here, one here, and one here. You should be able to get a hold of these with your finger. I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, but pull them out slowly, stretch them out this way, stretch them out straight, stretch these ones out this way, and it should release the battery if everything goes well. So wish me luck. I'm going to pull them out. Out of 4 pieces of tape pull out of here, first piece broke off, didn't come out. It's under this corner here. Second piece came out, looks like all of it. Third piece, maybe half of it came out, and this one maybe 25% of it came out. So I got one free corner, one almost free corner, but I need to stick a little pry tool under here all the way down, slowly try to pry this up. We don't want to puncture this battery, we don't want to scratch this battery, we don't want to do anything to it, because we could cause this battery to short out and explode. So slowly try to peel this battery out of here. Don't want to damage it. Here we go. Best course of action to be will be to remove this screen completely, so that I can use a heat gun or hair dryer, whatever you got, to heat up the back side of the phone, make the tape more pliable. So remove the 2 brackets here, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. These are what the 2 brackets look like. Don't mix up the screws, don't mix up the brackets. Once you get the brackets off, you can use your little pry tool like this and try to, not try, but do it, pry off these little connections that hold the proximity sensor and the camera on here. I'm not left-handed, so this is not easy for me to do here. I'll switch hands. Get that removed, it's off. Remove the cable right there. Another couple cables down here. Once those cables are off, move the screen out of the way, set it off the side somewhere. Now we can heat up the back side of this phone. Slowly prying this battery up out of here. You can see the tape underneath the battery there. It might be a little bit difficult, but heat it up with a heat gun, hair dryer or something, makes it a little bit easier. But be very careful, you know, try not to bend this battery very much if you can help it. Don't break it, don't puncture it, especially with this metal tool, because it'll cause a fire or a little explosion. Just be slow and steady with it, you get it, very slow. Tape strips that were holding the battery in there. Stuck here. Didn't get very much out at all. This right here is the wireless charging pad. A little bit of damage to it, but it's just a little plastic coating, so it's not affected at all. But I need to remove this, get all the tape out of there that was holding the battery in, so we have a nice clean surface to start with. This particular battery came with a different style of installation strips. Pull off these, expose one sticky side, and leave these two little tabs out on the left side of the battery. You know, the plug for the battery is over on this side, but this way these will stick to the battery here. You can fold these over so that the tabs stick on the battery, so if you ever have to remove the battery again, you have a place to pull out the little tapes, and then you can set the battery in there, connect it, and once it's connected, set it down so it sits flat. Now that this battery is in place there, lined up, because we got the battery connection squared on, this piece we pried off or pulled off. This piece is a little bit sticky. We're going to leave this piece on here, so just in case we ever have to change the battery again, we have something strong to hold on to pull this battery out of here. It lays down nice flat out of the way. So now what we're going to do, unplug the battery again, plug the screen connectors back on, put the brackets back on, and then plug the battery in again. We got the first and second bracket put on. See these screws? They're not Phillips. You got 3 points, require a special driver. The first cable from the screen put on. I suggest putting this one on before you put these two on down here. This is a pain to get on last, so put it on first. Now we can move on to these cables. Just attach them right here. Once these two cables are attached, then you can come back and get your bracket that covers those up, put those screws in the same order that you pulled them off on. Kept the orientation the same so that it will fit on there without any problem. Okay, now we've got the battery reconnected, got that bracket or cover back on there, all 4 Phillips screws back on there. Now we can close the screen, turn on the phone, make sure that the battery's working, and check the battery life. Make sure it's a 100% usable battery. Phone's powering up, means the battery's working. Make sure it up and doesn't come up with any errors or something unwanted. Let's put in the code. I'll put in the code and check the battery usability. Battery health shows maximum capacity is 100%. It's good. Battery's good. Turn the phone off again. Now got to finish putting the screen back on. Start up here at the top, work your ways down the sides, close the bottom in, put the last 2 screws in here, and then turn the phone back on, charge it up to 100%.